Welcome back to Johnson's Garage. Today I'm going to continue working on diagnosing the transmission shenanigans on this. And a lot of it has to do with this. Now in previous videos I talked about what's up with this. When this engine was put in here, it was never included with the adapter for this. So we have to make one. But before we get too carried away with, swapping in parts and spending money on it, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna plug in my code scanner, which I have right here. We're gonna plug this into the test doohickey there. I'll show you where that's at. It's the OBD1, the old Ford OBD1 code reader plug-in thingamajig. I'll show you where she's at. So normally it'd be all smashed in here somewhere, but it's actually these two right here. Looks like she's falling apart. Alright, so first of all, I gotta get this truck started. This does not work unless the truck's running, so I think. This is actually the only sensor I have, so nothing's plugged in right now, so we may or may not get anything out of it. We'll find out. I'll let the glow plugs go for just a little bit. Let it do its ka-chink ka-chink cycle. And it used to have a 7.3, but it's got a 6.9 in it. Essentially the same engine, just a smaller bore and everything. Almost. It's cold out. A little bit of smoke. Yeah, for how cold it is, that's not bad. Hardly smoking. Turn the engine off. So there's a turn ignition on and then do the thing. $26. There we go, now we're reading something. Code 26 is what I'm getting so far. 63. 26 and 63, let's see what that is. Oh, 26 is a mass airflow sensor, which I have found over there. I wonder if it's not hooked up. Or take a look at that. I bet you it has to be plugged into the intake somewhere. Why, probably right in there. Okay, and then we had 63. Oh, there's a new one. Okay, so 63. Let's find. Actually, there was another one that just popped up. It was number 43, I think it was. So we know we have a mass air needs to be plugged in. So there's 43. What is 43? So 43 for the trucks is throttle position sensor below idle spec. So it's not seeing the base idle. It thinks that the engine's off. Okay, so we have 63. Okay, so 63 is also basically the same as 43. It's a throttle position sensor circuit fault. Let's plug it in. So we're gonna hit off on this. Let's plug that sensor in. So here's our connector. So we'll do test. I really could have used these when I had my Explorer, and at the time it was like, oh, that's $400 for one. It's like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Got it for 26 bucks on Amazon. Couple years ago. So we still have 26, which is the mass airflow sensor. I bet you that needs to be plugged in. We're gonna have 63 here come up in a sec. Now there's 23. What's 23? There's 23 and 26. We had a couple of them right there. 23. Throttle position out of range. What was 26? So there's two different 26s. They could mean MAF sensor or circuit fault, or transmission oil temperature sensor fault. And we still have 43, which was below idle spec. And then we should have 63. Yeah, there's 63. And that was the fuel pump lever sensor. Okay, so we have about the same codes as before. What I want to see, if I unplug that sensor, will it go into like a limp mode and actually and still shift in the gears? I'm gonna try it out real quick, see if it happens. So it's still not shifting, so it doesn't matter about if the TPS is unplugged or not. I'm not getting any codes for the range sensor, so we should be good there. We'll come back to this. Well, you guys will see this next part here in a minute, but I'm gonna come back to this another day. So this is going over the 91 F250 part 2. So I was like, oh, the steering alignment's pulling to the right and blah blah blah. I'm gonna check the alignment. Well, I don't have the wheels straight, but they actually look like they're in alignment. But what what it was is, I should have known this. I didn't have enough air in the tires. I put 51 psi in the front, right, and 51 here, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit scary to do. I'm gonna potentially work some overtime this week. I'm thinking about it, because I want to get tires for this. These are driving me nuts. I mean, these things are, somebody said these are probably over 20 years old. I still got to deal with the TPS. I'm gonna go junkyarding and try and get the adapter for this. If I can't do that, I can try and make one. I have bits to make an adapter, but the problem is when you make something custom like that, you don't know how to set up the baseline for it. If I get an adapter that's made for this, I can easily set this up properly and get it adjusted. I did run codes. I ran my code scanner into this guy here, and everything points towards this guy here. Yipper. And I gotta find a bolt for that mirror. Get that set up. Oh, I wanted to show you another thing. Kind of mentioned this a little bit. So I actually LMC trucked some stuff. I have a bushing kit for this. This is real tight. It's been kind of freeing up, but it's hardly returning. So I think it's need new bushings. We're gonna tear into that. Now I'm gonna get my jack and we're gonna check the suspension out. It rides pretty good. It's like crappy CarQuest shocks into it. Wow, I'm gonna get new steering links for this. Check this out. That's not good. I'll check the other side out and see how that is. So that's one issue to address. This end's good, but that end is chooched. Wow. Well, I didn't really get to all of what I was trying to do today. I was gonna replace the gas pedal on this thing, but I'm gonna go inside. It's just cold and nasty. Not really nasty, just cold. And I got some other things to do. But this bad boy actually drives a lot better. I put air. I got 51 psi in the front on both tires, and it doesn't pull to the right anymore. So that's good. But I think she's gonna need a steering alignment. when I get the new tires, I'll monitor it. And I know the steering wheel is off to the left, so what I'm gonna do is I'll get the steering wheel straight and then kick everything over a tad. For right now, I put the bungee, you can't see it, I put a bungee cord that was on it back on the brake pedal, so it'll pull it back up for right now in case I have to move it. It's really annoying. It's really annoying having to pull the brake pedal up with your foot. So we'll fix that tomorrow. I actually have a kit coming in. Actually, I won't do it tomorrow. I have a kit coming in for the brake pedal assembly. That'll be some other time. But tomorrow I'm going to go junkyarding and I'm going to look for that TPS sensor adapter. If I can't find one, I'm probably just going to order one. Or order a remote TPS sensor. So that may be the route that I'll have to go with this, unfortunately, but at least it'll be more adjustable and whatnot, and we can maybe dial it in. Anyways, that's enough of this video. Johnson out.